Hi Berwick Court School, welcome back to my kitchen. I've really enjoyed seeing lots of pictures. I've seen lots of pictures and I've seen lots of emails telling me about all of the things that you've been making, following the recipes. So I hope you've been enjoying those. Do check out Miss Cooper's recipe as well, that looks really fab. Okay, so today we are going to be making pizza pastries. Okay, so let's preheat the oven. And you need to preheat your oven to 220 degrees centigrade, or if you have a fan oven, 200 degrees centigrade, and that's gas mark 7. Now, my children have been making these for a long time. They started making these when they were really small, so lots of you will be able to do these by yourself. Just make sure you ask a grown-up when you're using the oven. So, first of all, wash your hands. Let's go. Okay, so we've washed our hands. So now I'm going to put up the ingredients of what we'll need to make pizza pastries. You will need 1 box of ready rolled puff pastry. If you can't find the ready rolled, then you can use the block, and it just means you'll have to roll it out. You need some passata. If you don't have passata, you can use chopped tomatoes or tomato puree, or anything that you would use for a pizza-based sauce, really. And then all of your toppings. Today I'm going to be using olives, sun-dried tomatoes, pineapple, ham, tomato, and mozzarella. But you can use anything you like. And I'm also going to use some dried oregano for the top. Okay, so the first thing you need to do, you need to take out your pastry from the box, and then you need to roll it out. Now, I always keep one of these in the freezer. They freeze really well, and you can just take it out straight from the freezer. Now, I was a bit impatient with mine, and I didn't wait for it to defrost properly, so there's a few cracks in the way, but it doesn't matter. You can just squish them together. Now it's nice and soft. You can just squish these cracks together. So, roll it out and have it on your surface wherever you're working from. Now, the important thing you need to do, and remember, you need a fork first of all. And what you're going to do is you're going to use your fork, just get this out of the way. You're going to use your fork and you're going to make holes, pinpricks, all along here with your fork. You're going to leave a border around the outside without holes. And that is so the bottom cooks, but the sides rise up. So you end up with an edge. Otherwise, everything would rise up together. So prick it all the way around the middle, but leaving about a 1 centimetre gap around the outside. This is quite a fun bit. Okay. So lots and lots of holes, just to make sure it cooks in the middle and it doesn't puff up like the rest of it. Okay, done. Right, next we need to get our passata, or if you don't have passata, you can use tomato puree or any kind of tomato sauce that we normally do with pizza. You could use a pasta sauce, anything like that. So I'm just going to pour mine out, and I'm going to use a spoon. And this goes all over the base, just as if you were cooking a pizza. Okay, let's see how much we've got there. So use the back of the spoon to move the sauce around, but keep that 1 centimetre edge all the way round. Now, if you don't like lots of sauce, you don't have to put lots of sauce on. We tend to put quite a bit on. If it does go over the edge, don't worry about it. But just try to keep within that border. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more on. A little bit more there. and there, and there, and there. And you don't have to be neat about this, you just put it on. Okay, I think that's about right. Just move that out of the way. Okay, so now we need to put our toppings on. Now, the reason why we put our toppings on before the cheese is because otherwise they will burn. If they sit on top of the cheese, they might burn. So let's put the toppings on first. Now, this is the really good thing about making pizza pastries, because whoever eats this piece doesn't have to have the same toppings as this person here, or this person here, or this person here. You can make sort of little sections as you go along, because if you're anything like my family, not everybody likes the same things. And you'll see I've got all sorts of different things that I'm going to put on here. And also I'm using up things I have in the fridge, so it will be different every time I make it. Okay, so I'm going to start with some sun-dried tomatoes. And I'm going to put those all over. Now these just make the tomato sauce really nice and rich and tasty. We really like these in our house. Okay. And then I'm going to put on some ham. And I've just chopped up just pieces of ham just to put on top. Now, I'm going to put this all over apart from this section here, because this person doesn't like ham. Now you can use all sorts of things on here. You could use salami, you could use pepperoni, anything you like, chicken. Literally, it's a really good way of just using up what you have in the fridge. Okay. Right, I think we'll go one more. Okay, so I've left that gap there. Okay, what should we go for next? I think we'll go for olives. Now I've chopped these up. They came whole, so I chopped them up. And this person here doesn't want olives today, so I'm not going to put it here. So you'll see as I go along, it ends up being a bit like a patchwork style. You're doing different bits in different squares. Okay, so I've put olives around here, but I haven't put olives in that corner there. So the next one, I think we're going to go for pineapple. So I'm going to add that to this square. Actually going to just pull those apart just to make them a bit smaller. And in the corner. And one more. So you can see it's getting all sorts of mixture of different toppings I've got depending on who wants what. So that's always good in a family, especially in mine. Okay, so now I'm going to put the cheese on. Now I'm using sort of different types of cheese. I've got some mozzarella balls I had some mozzarella balls in the fridge. And I had some grated mozzarella as well. I've got a little bit of that. So I'm just going to use up what I have. So first of all, I'm going to sprinkle on the grated mozzarella that I had. I'm going to sprinkle that all over. Okay, and then I'm just going to break up the mozzarella. This is a mozzarella ball, and I'm just going to put that on top as well. You could use cheddar, you could use parmesan. I prefer to use mozzarella, but it's entirely up to you. Okay, so you can see I've put the mozzarella on the top. I've still got my all sorts of different sections. Now the last thing we're going to do is sprinkle over some dried oregano. Now you don't have to do this, but this is a really nice herb and you'll find this on pizzas as well. So just sprinkle that over the top. It just gives it that nice pizza-y taste. Okay, so now we're ready to put it in the oven. And the good thing about using a roll of puff pastry is you already have this paper inside the box. So this can work just the same as baking paper. So you can just put this, all of it, onto the baking tray. So if you fold up the edges, just like that, and the other side, and then you can use these edges here just to lift it up and put it on top of your tray. And then just push the sides down like so. Okay, one thing I forgot, before it goes into the oven, we need to egg wash the edges of it. We need to just brush egg along the sides just to make sure it gets really nice and gold and crispy. Okay, so we're going to crack our egg in the bowl. And then I'm going to use a brush. You don't have to use a brush if you don't have one. I just use that to whisk it at the same time as well. If you don't have a brush, you can whisk it with a fork and then just use your fingers to put it onto the pastry. It's entirely up to you. Okay, and then I'm going to brush it along the edges. And that just gives a really nice golden colour to your pastry. Now, if you don't have egg, you can use milk. It will be just as good. Okay. So now it's ready for the oven. The pizza pastries will need 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes in the oven. Okay, so now it's come out of the oven. You may hear my dog moving around behind me. This is Barney. Barney! There he is. He loves the smell of cheese. That's probably why he's appeared. So now it's out of the oven. I'm just going to use this, it's quite hot on the tray. So I'm going to lift it up and you can see just how yummy it looks. And the best way to divide this, to serve it up between everybody, is the pizza cutter. Because remember we had different squares for different people? That's the easiest way. So I'm going to use this and I'm going to move it through the pizza pastry. And that is the best way to serve it up. So I hope you enjoy it. Give it a go, give it a try, and let me know how you get on. See you next time. Bye.